just saying that, so we are in a different phase of banking. As we are talking about 2024, we have completed 100 years of being a bank. And from that angle, we are also terming ourselves as a startup bank at 100. So um, that's all about when you talk about a startup kind of a situation. We are talking about doing things differently, approaching banking differently, and and hence technology becomes a very important player for us from a banking perspective to be a differential in our offerings. So that's how we're approaching our futuristic roadmap for the bank. We are coming out with a lot more differentiated products across business lines, which will be powered by technology and digital channels. So that's how we're going to go from 2024 to 2028 kind of a strategy. So you would be amazed to see the adoption in terms of how customers as well as users have used technology in the bank. Um, just giving you some statistics on what is the kind of penetration we are having on mobile banking. Um, Out of our customer base, 80%, 85% of our customers still transact mainly on mobile banking as a platform. The rest of 10% do transactions on internet banking, and obviously the traditional model is only 5%. So that's the way in which adoption is there in the bank in terms of how customers are adopting technology. And user wise, more than, if I want to call it, 100% of accounts being opened in the bank are digitally open. So there is absolutely zero footprint in terms of how manually there is absolutely no manual intervention in terms of account opening kind of a process. This is mainly for liability, but obviously we are increasing our spread to the asset side, because asset is also a bit complicated based on the asset type or the loan type. Wherever it is possible, we are trying to make it straight through processing, by which smart rules are written, and smart underwriting rules are written, by which the process or the product becomes straight through in nature, and we can offer the customer based on his eligibility in terms of his credit score. We will be able to even offer a product of probably across the counter. So we are doing a couple of them, where in terms of doing something very very differently per se. We are actually attacking a supply chain kind of a initiative, where our customer acquisition and the business acquisition strategy will be a bit different than the traditional players. So I'll leave it at that, because there are many more things which we are doing in that segment. But that is something which is really exciting, and for which you know, anything we are doing from now on, we would like to get into a straight through processing capability for at least 95% of the cases which are brought to us. Only 5% we want to get into a manual mode, where it would require really an exception for a underwriter or a credit underwriter to come into a picture and approve a particular transaction per se, or a dispersal of a loan per se. Otherwise, we want to make it to 95%, by which um, any kind of a loan should be given to a customer within, say, maximum a 10 minutes kind of a time frame.
So initially, actually, we had a long relationship with the earlier partner, but it was not on a SLA based engagement. So then there was a thinking that we need to shift from the current model to a separate model where it will be on a SLA based model, and multiple partners were involved in multiple maintenance, different maintenance projects. So that is why we thought of going for a single vendor or single partner who can do everything and seamlessly with the SLA, and the responsibility or accountability is clearly defined. That was a major challenge we had earlier. So now with the new partner from Ahana, we are able to solve that problem.
We are also looking at, when we're looking at digital projects, digital initiatives, we are also looking at building capabilities on site reliability engineering. When you talk about site reliability engineering, it is very important for um, the the professionals who are actually maintaining applications, business applications, to be on top of customer transactions, on top of drop offs, on top of system downtimes, on top of performance issues. That's where Ahana comes into the picture in terms of, because traditionally we had, as Rakesh said, we had not one partner, but we had two or three partners who were doing the same activity. We've been able to, get onto the mode of understanding the problem statement much better, and also solving very, probably long-standing issues with respect to patch management, with respect to upgrades of systems, um, which are end of life, end of support kind of a thing. And we've been able to track it, monitor it much more effectively. Today, obviously, when we started this relationship, there was a in the overall relationship with Ahana, we started with a lot of learnings of of what were our pain points in terms of technology operations per se, and on and also on the BAU activities. We've been able to jointly work together with them to identify those gaps, and they've been receptive in terms of gathering those inputs, and obviously solving most of them within a shortest period of time. We also have a very effective governance mechanism with them, wherein we discuss with each other in terms of the progress being made on a month-on-month basis, and we track each and every issues to closure, and that's where we are finding Ahana to be a partner who listens to us, empathetic to us, and also contributing to our growth by lessening the pain on the downtimes.
Much for those words. So if I have to ask you a last question, right? Would you recommend Ahana services to others, your network and peers? And why?
Yes, definitely. By the short period, what partnership we had with Ahana, I think things are improving. There is a the learning curve is fast. What we observed is very fast. They are ready to listen. They are ready to change themselves. So definitely we will recommend to. Already we have started recommending, because there are many other partners who are coming and asking for the same feedback on whatever it is. We have started telling that we are proud of what we are, whom we have chosen also. So definitely we will recommend.
Obviously, for us, from my side, when we started this relationship with Ahana, it was always a bit of a iffy kind of a thing that whether we made the right decision to go with the Ahana or not. But uh, when when the when the relationship has grown to an extent where we are seeing a reception, very important for us is to have that empathy factor, and also the agility to solve problems. I think that's where they have shown their skin in the game to make sure that the bank does not get into, probably it may have a different issue but not the same issue again. So I think they learn from their mistakes, and that's how, as a professional, I have been brought up as we make mistakes, but we don't make the same mistakes. So I think they have done that, and um, that's the most key factor for any CIO. That a vendor is committed to uh, improving himself day on day, week on week, month on month, and ready to improve, ready to put their own learnings on the table and make sure that the customer benefits from their experience as well. So thank you, Ahana, for this, and I am sure that they will continue to grow the way in which they are doing in our organizations to others also. Thank you.